But what I tell people, like, unless you have the ability to get 100 leads per month to your business, then you still need to go over the basics, like, consistently, and to be able to do them consistently well. And if you imagine, like, you know, how many times we've done bench press in the gym, it's a lot of it is just like doing consistent reps, consistent reps, consistent reps. You know, just for example, if you have a look down at our account here, we've spent about $90,000 on Facebook over the last few years. And it was funny because yesterday a memory popped up on my Facebook, and it wasn't like just 4 years ago. We were in like a really, really like dark place with our business. Like, we were about to go bankrupt pretty much. We lost like about $80,000 in 5 months because we moved to a bigger location and we couldn't get leads. Right. And one of the things is you've got to understand in business, it was like leads, sales, retention, right? So if you can't get leads, essentially your business is going to be in a lot of trouble very quickly, right? So that's what everyone has to understand. It doesn't matter how good your product is, because if you're not getting new people in the door with 95% retention rate, which elite gyms have, is you're essentially just going to go backwards. And that's what was happening to me. It was very, very, very scary. I'm just going to quickly like show you an ad that we ran, just so you see the stats. So you can see this one from April 2018. So we got 133 leads for $11 a lead. And now what I was like saying, so I do talk to a lot of people about this, is what you've got to understand is your average lead cost over the year will be $40. Okay. So this ad's really good. We've got like, you know, $11 leads, but you know, once your gym gets to 250 members and then you constantly have to start to refill them up because of your, you know, people leaving, people suspending, is it does just average out at 40. Okay. So, but just off the basic stats, because you guys are all able to do this, and this is what kind of happened to me, is so we ad spend $1,500. So $1,574 for 133 leads. Now, at Code 5 at our locations, the minimum KPI is 100 leads per month. Okay. And we get them from Facebook ads, Google ads, and referrals, right? We don't do any flyer drops, any of that bullshit, because, you know, firstly, I hate doing it. And then our staff like fucking hate doing it as well. Okay. So we just get them off those three sources. But off it, just so you can kind of see the power of it. So we charged 97 at that time. So we got 6,790 off our challenges. And then we had 40 members stay for 24 weeks. So that single promotion made us $67,000, right? And that was a 2.5 week promotion in April this year. But the thing is on that, if you guys are able to get 100 leads every month, is that just keeps repeating, it keeps repeating, it keeps repeating, right? And it will take you 24 months to build $1 million business, right? 100 leads every month. As long as you keep it 50%, you'll be on track to making $1 million in 24 months, which I heard stats that I think only 2% of all businesses in the whole world ever reach that level. But of course, it depends how big you want your business to go. But like I was saying, well, I don't know where everyone's at in this call, but with our new locations, when we open, we're able purely through Facebook ads to get our debits from $0 to $40,000 per month in 8 weeks. If you're able to spend enough money, if you're able to get enough leads. Okay. So I'm going to run you just through how to set up an ad first and foremost, and I'll show you a few of the resources we had. But if you have a look at this ad here, it was actually a very, very simple ad that we did run at the time. So, sorry. So if you see here, just basic community image, I'm going to run you through the different types of images. And the ad copy was literally like, great opportunity. We're looking for 15 motivated women that meet the below criteria to take part in our 28-day challenge. Do you live or work near Brookvale? Can you train 2 times per week? Are you willing to follow a meal plan? So, you know, it can be very, very basic once you're able to set it up. But you do have to have a lot of ad copies ready, because one of the things that I'll show you, and I'll show you how to set up an ad today, but if I ran this ad again today, the chances that I'll get the same result probably isn't like 100%. So that's why we have lots of like variables, you know. So in our accounts, we have 50 different types of ad copies. And I'm going to show you our image database, which we constantly add 20 new images every month. So we're able to make really, really quick changes on everything. So I'll show you how to set up an ad just to start. So just with everything, you're in your ads manager account here. On your ads manager is, if you go over and click on your account, I'll just go to my newsfeed because some people didn't know how to do this. If you just click over on the top right and then go manage ads, and then it's going to bring up your ads. Okay. So then we go down, we go manage ads manager, and then you bring up, you know, whatever account you're deciding to market off that day. Sorry, I've got lots of accounts. So I'll set up an ad for Brookvale. Any questions that you have, please just post them in the comments. But what I'll do is I'll go and I'll set up an ad from start to finish. And then we can kind of have a little chat about it as well. Just on a completely different note, anyone who's marketing over this week is we've had some trouble with our sales staff of people not committing. So what we've done is we get them to pay today and then lock them into our January 14th challenge. Just as a pro tip, our sales staff have been going mental this week. Okay, so you've got your campaign at the top. So test 28-day challenge or whatever you want to call it. I'll just call it male or female 28-day challenge. Then as you go down, you want to click lead generation. Okay. I don't think anyone here has multiple accounts, but if you do, just always make sure that you're picking the right account because it can cause a few headaches. So then you'll create your advert set, which is essentially just who you're targeting. So I'll call this one, we'll make an ad for females today. And then in the adverts, I'll just call it advert 1, because if you have to make changes, which I can cover, is you just want to be able to track the results on each one. Just wait. Okay, so then we've got in here, so you've got everything set up. So you've got your like lead generation ad. Then you want to go down into your advert set. Okay, so it's just really, really important in this because some of the mistakes that I see people make is just through, it's either like laziness or just trying to rush, you know, this process. But what I always tell people is like, you're about to, you know, pay Facebook money. So it's better to take 5 or 10 minutes longer than rush through and like make a mistake and then not get leads and then start to get, you know, really, really frustrated. So on the budget, I always say, you know, predict a budget that you're comfortable in spending. Now, in our budgets, you can always go up, but you can't go down. Okay, so if you know you put your budget at $500 a day, for example, and then you burn $500, that can become quite stressful. So let's say Brookvale, we like to get 3 leads per day. That's our KPI. So we'll spend $90. Okay, so then if we're getting leads for $30 per lead, we should get 3. You can do start and end dates. I don't recommend really doing that. Because I prefer people who are running their own ads, I guess, to be committed and dedicated to checking their ads at least twice a day, at a minimum once per day, but you can set them on a schedule where they end. I've personally never done that though. So you've got that. Then you want to go down and you've got your audiences here and you want to put your exclusion audiences in. So you can update your client lists to Facebook. So they won't see your ads. So you see here, we've got all our client lists. Okay, so the reason you want to do that is because not many people complain, but there's a few people that will come to you and go, oh, you know, you're running a 28-day challenge, can I jump in? And we don't want our clients to ever do a 28-day challenge again once they've done one. And especially if you market price on your ads, which you can do sometimes, like say, for example, you do, you know, 28 days of training for $97, but then at code 5, we have people, you know, paying $400 for a month, is they can come to you and you have to have an awkward conversation. And so the more that you can kind of block your clients out from seeing your ads, the better it's going to be for your business as well. Everyone kind of got that? Yeah. The way that you do that, I can show you in a sec. If anyone types in the comments, I can show you that. Then we want to go to our address. So just make sure your address is accurate. I always type it in exactly. Cool. So just confirming it's right. We do 5 kilometers around our location. So a few of the gyms I run, like I help a few gyms in like Northbridge, St. Leonard's, in Sydney, I guess like city areas. And I recommend in those locations only going 2 kilometers around. Okay, depending how hard it is for you to travel in your area. A few of the clients, I have a client in Wallen in Victoria, and then we do 10 kilometers. Because people in the country, it's a little bit easier for them to travel and they kind of expect it. But I would go 5 kilometers to start. So then we've got down, so we do.
Sorry, Jimmy. Cable just had a question on the chat. In terms of the exclusion audiences, is that just uploaded from a spreadsheet?
Yeah, so we just get it from MindBody. So all you need is their email addresses. Yeah. So what I'll at the end, I'll write it down. I'll go back and I'll show you how to do it right at the end. Okay.
Yeah, I've actually got my list from MindBody already. That's fine. So it's just, it picks up their email address that's linked to their Facebook account. Is that how that works?
Yep. Exactly. Have you loaded it into your Facebook?
No.
Okay. So yeah, I'll set up this ad and then I'll do it. I'll show you how to do it at the end.
Okay.
Because also as well, it saves you money because like Facebook pays us cost per click. So if your clients are clicking on your ad, say if it's like $3 a click and 5 clients click on it, you've just wasted $15 as well. Yeah. And your clients are more likely to click on your content than non-clients because they already have trust. So try and keep your clients as far away from your ads as you can.
Cool. Thank you.
So I will do that. We'll do that at the end. And then you've got your like demographics, who you market for. So we do 25 to 45-year-old males and females. It really just depends on what your like demographic is. There's a few ways that we can test it. I won't cover it on this call, but you can run ads and actually find out who, what demographic prefers your style of gym and your style of adverts. It just takes like about $200 of testing. But if you don't have a niche, is we can find you one pretty quickly. The reason why we do 25 to 45-year-old females is because we do group training, pretty high intensity. And we just found anyone under 25 honestly didn't have the money. And everyone over 45, they were just kind of like, you know, majority of people came in, they had niggles, they had injuries. So it just kind of didn't suit our training. But even before you set up an ad, I hope everyone has market set, because that's even more important than setting up these ads, because otherwise you'll just kind of get everyone into your gym rather than really like dominating a market. So, you know, for example, with Code 5, is we send all our ads to only 25 to 45-year-old females and males in the area. So that way, like you'll go and like people will literally stop you at the shops and go, oh, hey, Jimmy, like I saw you on Facebook. And that means that you're owning that market. Okay. So that's really what you want to do to be able to get those 100 leads per month, depending how fast you want your business to go. Now, I've seen this done incorrectly on the page a lot. So now you go down to detailed targeting. Now, I do not recommend doing any detailed targeting for a brick and mortar business in your local area. Okay. That's more for online business where you have to really niche down. Okay. If you think of your local area, like how many people are overweight, how many people need to train, if you start to target people who are like into fitness, into, you know, bodybuilding and men's health, the chances that those guys are training is probably pretty high, right? So the people that we actually get into the gym is one of the worst tactics I've seen people do is trying to get people from other gyms, right? So the people that you want to come in, you actually want them to obviously not be training at the moment and wanting to get back into fitness. So if you start to put like, you know, fitness targeting in, you're going to target people who are already pretty active and already probably pretty happy at their gym by chance, right? So leave that completely free, right? Just trust me on that. I've tested it. Just leave it free. If you run a location-based business, if anyone's online, we can talk about it. It gets a little bit more complex. Okay, connections, just leave it. Now you can save your audience. Now this is what like saves you a lot of time. So if you go down, you can save that. So then what happens is if I call this like code 5 female, is then if I reset my ads up again, I don't have to do everything that was above. So I don't have to continually do all this stuff, okay? Because it gets a bit tedious after a while. So say if I go there, code 5 Brookvale, female, 25 to 45. Cool. So that means next time when you come up, when you pick your audience, you can just type that in and it will automatically go to it. Saves you a lot of time. Okay, so then on lead ads, it only shows on a few places. So it's only on Facebook and Instagram. So what I would do is take it off instant articles, okay? And then we take it off stories as well. Because if you want to set up swipe up story ads, your imagery has to be a lot different, which I can cover. That being said, we don't run any story ads yet, but we will be testing them next year, okay? So you're only selecting Facebook feeds and Instagram feeds. Cool. Here's like a pro tip for anyone who's running like ads using like say ClickFunnels or lead pages or driving to their website. With the load time on Instagram is if you run swipe up or link ads, so say going to a landing page off Instagram, your opt-in rate will plummet because Instagram's not compatible enough for the load speeds, quite slow. So make sure when you're running ads on Instagram, I only recommend running lead generation ads, not landing page ads. If anyone on here is doing that, it'll save you a lot of money. So then you can go down again. You can pick which mobile devices they're on. You can do Android, iOS. I just don't touch it at all. As you get a little bit more complex, you can see which whether you convert more leads off desktop, off which type of mobile, of which type of placement. It can get, you know, very, very cool. But you don't even have to know that to get 100 leads, you know, per month. It's just as you start to get addicted to it, if you do, it's just sometimes good to know to test. Okay. So that's pretty much our ad set. So I always just let me get rid of that. I always like to go back up, just make sure everything's set up. Yeah, we've got all that, got all our exclusion audiences. Everything's okay. Then we go to our advert. Let me move this. So I just put everything through Grammarly. I use the same one that we used before in the previous ad. So just pretty much copy and paste that. In terms of how many ad copies you have, you just kind of build them up over time. Like obviously we've been running ads for like 3 years. But let me see if my Google Drives account's up. The way that we do it is we just have a Google Drive. So I save lots of like ad copies that I like. So I might see a few that I think really stand out for me because Facebook's into like pattern interrupt marketing. So you want to find ads that really stand out. So if you see ad copies that you like, so here, you'll see all the ad copies we have down here. Okay, so pages and pages and pages and pages of them that we've just built up over time to make sure. So look, we've got like 70 pages of ad copies that we're able to replace quickly if we need. So I like everything. I'm an extremely systemized person. I would definitely recommend you guys get into that habit of saving all your ad copies. It's going to save you a lot of time, especially if you have you know, multiple accounts, multiple gyms, and as well, just so you're not spending hours on Facebook as well. So then we've got that. So now we're on the advert. So we call it advert 1. Then we run down. So you've got here, you can do image or video. I'm going to show you a few different ads and how you can duplicate and test. But the images that we run, I just wanted to show you again. So this is our female Dropbox. So if you see here, our 28 day, again, it's about 200 in there. So people enjoy different types of ads, right? So say some people might like let me find one here. This is actually a good ad. So some people will like a really professional image, that chick looks absolutely fantastic, looks really good, 28-day challenge. Those ads work really well, but you can't just run the same type of image. So then we have Canva Words, which just looks like that, 28-day challenge. It's pink, it stands out. So people are scrolling down and then they see that, they have a look, they read the ad copy, they click through. And then we use like professional training images as well. So say this one, showcase someone training at Code 5. And on the type of image that works best, I can't tell you the answer because I don't even know the answer. Each month, a different image will work well, okay, depending on the market, depending on the flow. So that's why we talked about it in the previous, previous webinar, that if an ad's not working, your first steps to change the image, okay, which I'll show you. I'll set up 3 different ads in here so you can kind of see how it would look like in our accounts. So I'll change this image. So I'll call this one here like a professional image. So we'll click on that one. Okay, so you can go horizontal because you just want to make sure it looks really nice. So then you'll see in there. So, professional image downloaded off Shutterstock, 28-day challenge. I always have borders around the majority of my images because, as I said, it's pattern interrupt, so a pink border. So we're scrolling on Facebook to look at our friends, look at funny videos. Not many people go on Facebook, obviously, to join a gym. So the image is really, really, really important. I can't stress that enough. If you're not good at making images on Canva, you need to outsource it. Because if your image is like shit quality, 1, it looks bad in your gym, and 2, your lead cost will go through the roof. And remember on these ads, so say if you spend $200, maybe 2,000 people will see this ad. Okay, so if you're putting up like an image maybe off your phone that's like pixelated, that's how people remember your gym. So be very, very, very careful of that. So as you run down, so now I've got everything set, right account, Instagram account, we've got our image. So in the text, we put in the great opportunity, which is just the ad copy. So in the display link, we always put our website. Okay. Now in the headline, I always like the headline to match the headline in the text. Okay. So there's no breakdown in the way that we're communicating. So in the top, we've said great opportunity. So in the headline, we always put great opportunity as well. Okay. Now here, down here, we just write, you can put a little bit of a description of what, but you'll see if you start to write too much, it starts to get really crowded. So I really like the look of that. But say here, if I write like unlimited training, meal plan, and coaching, it'll start to fill it up, and I just don't think it looks as good, which I see in a lot of ads. So see that it's not completely finalized. So what I'll do is I'll just keep it like that. Okay, so you go your website, and then also great opportunity, which is matching at the top of your headline. Then make sure, this is really, really important, on the call to action, always pick learn more, right? Do not pick sign up, because you just want to sign up, your cost per click goes up a lot. For some reason, people just don't want to think like they're signing up for something. Okay, So if you do learn more, you'll get a lot cheaper a lot cheaper leads. So then you've got your lead form, which is the next important bit. So we'll create a new lead form. Sorry, I just have to make that because for my team, so they don't use it. Okay. Okay, so now with your form types, you can get more volume or higher intent. Now, the ones that we always run is more volume. Okay, there's a few differences in them. What we found when we're running it is when we ran them for more intent, is our cost per lead went higher. Like it blew out a lot. And the quality of lead wasn't actually like any better or worse. Okay, we're still closing at 50%. It's just that our lead cost went up to about $50 because there's more steps in place. Okay, so now if you go down to your intro, you can start to edit your ad just a little bit. So in the headline, it would be 28-day transformation challenge. Okay, and then down in here, so we always use, you can choose to upload an image. But what we want when people are flowing through is we want them to feel like they're on the same ad all the time. This has a lot more to do with landing pages, but just always use the same image as the ad. So if you can see kind of there, is it's the same image, because people don't like to feel like they're going off platform. So say, for example, if I change it off this, give me a look. Just say I change it to this, just for example, I would always use a female one, but the images are quite different, okay? So we always just want people to see the same images as much as we can. And this determines a lot on landing pages, but even in your lead ads, just use the same image. Okay, now down in here, you can do a paragraph like bullet points if you like. So we just generally do like down in here, register your details below. To start your 28-day challenge, okay? So in here, if you like in the intro, you can put like bullet points of like, you know, unlimited training, meal plan included, and things like that, okay? We generally don't do that too much, but you can if you want. You've just kind of got to test it. So you can test how much your opt-in rate is. But just as a general rule, like at Code 5, we don't really do it too much. So you can kind of take all that stuff out because you're going to give them that stuff over the phone anyway when you call them. Sorry. Okay, so then you've got your questions. I think this is where Christy kind of like made a mix up this week. So you just want their like name, email, and phone number. I was actually learning today is you can actually take their email out, I believe now, which is really cool. If you're not going to contact them via email, you can take the email out. So see here, I've just got name and phone number. If in your sales systems, you're not emailing people, then you can now take it out. But we do email people so you can keep it on. So then you'll see now we're just getting their name, their email, their phone number. Okay, so then when they submit, that will get sent to us. So then we can start to call them until they come in and train. With our average call times now at Code 5, it's taking 13 contacts. So we call them twice a day for 2 weeks. Okay, so just remember and don't get disheartened. You might get a lead for $10. The person isn't going to pick up the first time. Okay, now our flow, I believe we have one of the best flows in the fitness industry in Australia. So morning they call and they text. Afternoon, they call and they email. And we do have full-time sales staff now as well. And we're not able to cut that down. Okay, you just have to be at it. You just have to keep grinding. and literally call them until they tell you to stop calling you again, until they say no. Okay, because otherwise you'll miss that lead. It's one of the most frustrating things about marketing at the moment. Now, in your privacy policy is you can download privacy policy statements. We have ours on our website, so we just put our website in. Okay, you can generate them. I'm not sure of the page, but you can find privacy policies online. And then you just go to your thank you page here. Okay, so the last step. So we always say we'll contact within 48 hours. Okay. And then one thing that's been helping us a lot is using this page. Ask for like a little bit of social proof. So because at the bottom, I'll show you can direct them to your website, but I recommend creating a page like this and directing them there. Sorry, my internet's just being a tiny bit slow. So we just created a page like this with all our transformations, just purely a social proof page, but we direct all the thank you pages to that now. Okay, so here you go. Thanks. You're all set. You're all set to start your 28-day challenge. Cool. And then it goes. You can go view website, download, call business. Hey, see Code 5 transformations. You are next. We'll link them to that page. So then they come and they know how amazing our results are at Code 5. And that's the final step. Okay, so you can get your social proof off. So obviously if we do that, they see, because one of the big things is trust. Like so many people have been burnt in the fitness industry. So the more testimonials you'll have, the more videos you can post, and the more that you can prove to them that they have confidence that they'll get the result in the body they desire, obviously the faster they're going to pick up the phone and the higher the chance is that they're going to come in. So I'll just turn that off. Then you go finish, and then our ad's all done. Okay, so you've got everything. You can double check. I'll publish that, and then I'll just show you how quickly you can duplicate ads if your ad goes wrong, because I think it's just a really important step. Okay, so you're running an ad and your lead cost is over $40. Okay, so the first step is to change the image. Okay, so then I was in campaigns. I've clicked this campaign here, test 28-day challenge. And then I've got this ad here. So what you want to do is you duplicate it. Okay, so we're running a professional image. If you duplicate, everything here stays the same. So the only thing you have to change is either the ad copy or video. Okay, so I've done professional. It's not working. Okay, so I'll go, sweet. I'll try one of our videos or slideshows potentially. And we'll see how we can change the ad for you guys. So then we can publish that, and that would become a video ad. And then you're able to make really, really quick changes if you need. Okay, so then this ad will look like a little bit more like this. So these actually videos work quite well. I'll just show you this. So again, it's just pattern interrupt. Okay, goes for about 9 seconds. Everyone see that? Okay. And then again, same thing. If you want to make a different change, you just follow the flow. I'll find a community image. They'll all be saved in there. If you want to upload one, however, say we go image 2, is you can just upload images from in there. You just go upload and it will go through. We find in our female ads, our community images go quite well. So this would be more a community image, show everyone how busy Code 5 is, that we have a really good community. Go horizontal, trim it down, make sure you get the battle ropes in there. And then you're duplicating ads in like 30 seconds, okay? So your flow 1 would be if your ad's not working, you've got it set up, you're not getting leads for under $40, you change the image, then you change the image again. So you go professional, community, and then a Canva, and then you can try a video. And of course, like video testimonials go really well, like really, really, really well, which we use a lot. But there's no set structure that's going to work the best. You just kind of have to be able to be, you know, have your rules, but also be like a little bit flexible as well. Okay. And that's how you set it up. Sorry, just let me turn this off and delete it. All right.
Beautiful. That's awesome, mate. We're just getting a couple of quick questions before we wrap up. So hopefully everyone's got some immense value thus far. Fiona Keeble says for that thank you page, you could set that up on a landing page through Lead Pages. If your website's no good, that's absolutely okay, isn't it, Jimmy?
Yep. Well, I'd probably recommend doing it on the website if you can, just for your Google Analytics. But yes, you can, of course, you can.
Yeah, beautiful. Sammy says duplicate successful ads as well.
Successful ads don't touch.
Yeah.
If an ad's getting like under 40, like don't touch it. Don't get obsessed with making changes to things that are working in anything in life.
It's a really good point that Jimmy raises, because a lot of the time you guys are, which is awesome. I love it that you guys are taking screenshots and tagging Jimmy and I in it. But a lot of the time you guys are absolutely crushing it in terms of cost per lead. And so the only thing Jimmy and I would say then is turn the tap on at that point. So, you know, if you guys are getting sub $30 leads, don't play around with it. If it ain't broken, don't try to fix it, as the old adage goes. Fletch says, at what stage does the price come in? Is it when you contact them?
So if you're running ads and your LBE is under $100, you can put the price in, but we're just presenting our price in the sales call.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
good. Again, test and measure, guys. With it, you know, you can put it in there. Fiona Keeble says, once you duplicate a new ad, do you delete the one that's not working?
Yes, if it's not getting the desired result, you just turn it off.
Okay, brilliant, fantastic.
Yeah, so like say for example, I think I just deleted this, but say I'm in the advert ads here, is you can just turn it on and off just like that. I'll just turn it off and keep it in there, because then you'll start to have a bank of ads that potentially, if it works for a few days, so ads might, they generally stop working after like 3 or 4 days, is then you can turn it back on in maybe another week or so.
Yep. Brilliant, brilliant. Beautiful, guys. Jimmy, you've wowed them once again. You're an absolute wizard, mate. Thank you so much for taking us through it. I know for some people that was going over it again, but really business is about nailing the fundamentals and doing it really, really well. So make sure you really watch this again. I know, Shane, you put a comment up that you're going to have to watch this 20 times. Watch it, stop, you know, press it on pause, try it, press it on pause, try it. If you have any questions, queries as you're working through it, that's where you just tag Jimmy or myself and we're able to help you out. But I hope that helps everybody. I hope everyone's a lot clearer on terms of what they need to do and how they need to do it. We're going to build upon this. But just before we go today, just three very quick announcements. Number one, we have our location confirmed for our Melbourne immersion. So what I would recommend to everyone is get your flights and accommodation booked as soon as possible, because it's a really busy weekend in Melbourne with the Formula One. So it is going to be at Mantra on Russell Street. I've run several workshops there. It's a great place. We've got a beautiful catered lunch on both days. 3 days if you're in year 2 as well. So that's the first announcement. Second announcement is there will be no coaching call in 2 weeks' time because it is Boxing Day. So the first call back will be on January 9. So first group coaching call back will be on January 9. So have that for your diaries. Third, we are going to run a competition in January. So it will kick off. It will be the whole month of January. It will be the same format as we ran earlier this year. For those that weren't in it, it's very, very simple. It's a points competition. It's who can accumulate the most points in the month of January. You get 1 point if you sign a client onto a full membership. You get half a point if they come onto an LBE. That's as simple as it is. All right. The person with the most points, you will get your accommodation paid for and your flights paid for our first immersion. All right. Or if you've booked that already, it will be for your second immersion as we go through. So just a few key announcements that I wanted everyone to be aware of. If you got value from Jimmy, just give us a little fist pump. Beautiful. Awesome, guys. Absolutely love it. We'll be having lots of back and forth via Facebook before Christmas. So I wish you a Merry Christmas then. Also look out in the mailbox. You guys have got something special coming in as well. So check your mail in the next few days as well. Thank you, Jimmy. You're a star. Thank you to everyone that made the time for being on here. Absolutely appreciate it. Take care and go and take action, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.